Liberty Mutual, and then Aarons Group. What is Aarons Group?
Yeah, Aarons Group is a DEI consulting firm, and its focus is on embracing disruption, and particularly the disruption that comes from a DEI lens. You know, part of my experience in corporate America, as a Fortune 150 alum from 3 different organizations, is that we tend to think about, as corporations, oh, now we need to hire more women, right? And it becomes this obstacle. Oh, now we need to go hire more people of color. Now we need to go hire more Black people, right? Like we're getting more
right, exactly, because of all last year, right?
Yeah. Oh, now they want us to sponsor this other conference, and it's like, oh, okay, we got to do something. And how do we really change the narrative on that to embrace the opportunity that comes with it, right? Here's a new group of people. Here's potentially a new source of talent. Here's a place that can help us cover some of the deficits for things that we have not been historically very good at. You know, and just have real more honest and authentic conversations about where we are, where we're trying to go. And so Aarons Group is really helping people and organizations write language in real time about how to think about their diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging at work journey, what actions and steps that they can take. There's so many people out in the DEI space, which is always wonderful. And I think the unique value proposition that Aarons Group brings is that it's powered by my experience as a gay Black millennial in the workforce. I would add Democrat, because gay Black millennial from Washington, D.C. doesn't equal anything else. And having been in, you know, especially in Ohio, and living in a very conservative area. And so that's, you know, another part of my identity. The financial services industry in general tends to be a little bit more fiscally conservative and skews Republican. You know, and how I've navigated, I would say somewhat successfully, you know, the different dimensions of diversity that I bring to the table and still be able to be successful and to have influence and to be a leader in the workforce. But also as I talk to my friends, the people that are in my circle, who are navigating different parts of their identity as a woman, Black person, someone in the Latinx community, maybe someone that's trans, right? And how they're coming together. There's a couple of those keys that have been central to all of us as we think about what has made us feel safe and what's made us feel unsafe when we're in the different workforces, the places where we work. And so that's what Aarons Group is really helping people to do. It's particularly for leaders to think about where they are on the journey. And my ministerial training, I think, has been really helpful here, because part of this is there's guilt for people. When you start to hear in these conversations, maybe you should not be referring to a Black person as articulate, right? And then they start to hear and understand the story of where that comes from. The reason that you find that differentiation is there's a surprise, right? It's a backhanded compliment because you're not expecting a Black person to be able to speak so fluently, right, in English, even though they were born here in America. Right? Like those things. And then you realize, like, as you're sitting there thinking as a leader, I frequently give that compliment to people. I gave that compliment to someone the other day. And what does that say about me, right? And so you're trying to wrestle with the actions that you've taken or not taken. You start thinking about the time where you didn't speak up for someone at the table. You didn't make sure that there was a person who was sitting there who brought a different dimension than being white and male. And so, you know, leaders individually are processing that for themselves to say, you know, where am I on the journey? And at the same time, I've got a DEI or HR professional or communications team that's saying, you know, we need to put out this statement. We need to refresh the values in our organization, right? And so we need to be forward leaning. And so here I am responsible for leading an organization to go on this journey. And I don't even know where I am on the journey, right? Like in my own missteps. And so, you know, part of the work that we're doing through the Aarons Group is helping to coach leaders on their personal journey alongside their public leadership journey that they're taking with different organizations.